Hello, second grade. This is Mrs. Rideout coming to you with another virtual ELA lesson. This week's lesson will be focusing on character traits. This week's ELA objective is as follows. I can identify character traits by focusing on how a character looks and how they respond to different challenges and events in a story. So you may be asking yourself, what are character traits? What is it that Mrs. Rideout is talking about? Well, let me explain. Character traits are how a character looks, feels, and behaves in a story, in a movie, or even on a television program. Everyone has character traits. You, I, and especially your favorite characters that you read about in books, that you see in your favorite movies, or that you watch when you're looking at your favorite television program. We all have character traits. Some are good, some are bad. We all have different character traits when it comes to our looks because we don't all look the same. We don't all wear the same clothes. So we're all different. And sometimes in books, you might have multiple characters who may have different character traits. So let's talk about a few of those things. Let's first focus on outside character traits. So when we're talking about the outside character traits, we're talking about the physical traits of a character. What do we see when we look at them? So if we look at this anchor chart, when we look at the character, we see that he has brown hair, that he is tall, that he has brown eyes, that he's wearing boots, shorts, and a green shirt. These are some things that we see when we are looking at these characters. And this is how you describe the outside character traits. Now let's look at how we will describe the inside character traits. Inside character traits are really talking about what a character's personality is, what we learned based on what they say, what they do, how they think, how they feel, what words do they use, and how does all of this show up in their behaviors. Once you put the outside characteristics together and you put the inside characteristics together, this forms a character's traits. We can see what they look like on the outside, and we can also understand how they feel on the inside. Sometimes our characters have good character traits in a story or a movie or a television program, and sometimes they have bad character traits. It just depends on what kind of story you're reading, what the plot is in the story, and how it all ends. So let's look at how character traits are described. Most character traits are described by using descriptive words. Well, what are descriptive words? They are words that tell you about how a character looks and how a character feels. So if we look at this anchor chart, we can see on both sides when looking at this character, we have words that describe how they look on the outside, and we have words that describe some of what they feel on the inside or who they are. So let's look at the outside character traits. Some words used to describe her are: she's short, she has dark brown hair, she's pretty, and she has a big smile. And some words that are used to describe her personality or how she is on the inside are she's smart, she's caring, she's kind, she's brave, she's fair, and she's honest. So let's wrap up what today's lesson was about. Today, we focused on character traits. We talked about what character traits are. We focused on what are outside character traits and what are inside character traits. And we also talked about words that can be used to describe a character. So, in closing, here are some reminders of what good readers do. The first thing a good reader does is visualize. Remember, sometimes in books, we don't have illustrations, we don't have pictures that show us what a character looks like or show us about the setting or the plot in the story. So when you are visualizing, you are going to be using your imagination to form pictures about what a character looks like or what a character is feeling or what actions a character is doing. Also remember to form your I wonder questions. And lastly, think about what you are reading. If you do all of these things, then trying to figure out what a character's traits are should be easy. This week, we are going to be listening to Enemy Pie. When you're listening to this story, I want you to think about all the characters that are in the story and all the behaviors and feelings of these characters. That's what your focus is, that's what your objective is. And if you do these things, then I'm sure you will be successful with this week's learning activities. It's been wonderful sharing this virtual ELA lesson with you. I hope you have fun with the story and the activities that we have for this week. And I hope you enjoyed our weekly lesson. I will see you next week. Bye bye.